we are back, baby. Please stand by. Who are you telling to stand by, dog? We're back. We're live, aren't we? All right. YouTube will catch up. But we're doing some cool stuff today. I've been tinkering a little bit with deployments for the last hour, and I got to a point where I'm now ready to do a live stream. But we were able to deploy our Angular Universal application, which is something to be proud of, and it's exciting because you wouldn't believe how hard it was. And we're still dealing with little tinkerings here or there, but with that being said, we're going to tinker away and solve some of these deployment issues piece by piece. Before we do that, let's do a shout out to my latest course, which is a bestseller in the front-end web development category, the 100 Front-End Interview Questions Challenge. I actually just got a message from a student of mine, someone I did some mentoring with. Oh, I got a message from YouTube saying I'm going to YouTube, but I just got a message from a student of mine that I do some mentoring with. And you can see here, I just asked him if I could show this. So he said, "Hey, I just had my first technical interview. It was pretty challenging, but the interview question course helped a ton, and some of the questions we reviewed helped. All the basic questions you always talk about in your streams is what they asked too, and they were surprised I knew how to answer stuff about HTTP and promises, so I'll let you know the outcome when I find out." There you go. From another person in the grind telling you that this course is helping them nail the interviews as well as the mentoring. He paid, 18-year-old kid paid $150 for a 1-hour mentoring session so I can set him on the right path. And so I think that's a great investment in his future. But if you're interested in getting some good help to prep, you can get that at the 100 Front-End Interview Questions Challenge. So what I did was I was able to actually deploy my app to Heroku. Now we have some issues. A common one seems, you'll see if I clear this, we have this flicker. You see that flicker? So the reason we get that flicker is because by default, the Angular Universal application is loading the static resources. It's only going to happen when you first go to a page like that. It's loading the static resources, and then it's loading the server-side rendered resources. Now, I'm looking at how to fix this. One solution I saw was that we can actually add, where was it? It's partially caused by lazy loading. So let's go and open this. So we're essentially going to be doing a little bit of guessing and checking. Some of this stuff is hard to test, as you might find out. We have to actually just deploy piece by piece. How's it going, Kasan? By the way, we're on episode 33. Who knew? I didn't know. Just gonna take that out. I don't think I need that. Looks update for Visual Studio Code. Let's go ahead and update it. All right, and if we go to our app routes, you go to app module, update now. Any cool stuff? I don't know. Nothing interests me. All right, so back to what we're doing. So you'll see we have this router module, then we have routes, and then we have this object here. According to this gentleman, if for the initial navigation, meaning that when we first jump into our application, we set initial navigation enabled, it will not lazy load that. And you have to understand that my entire application is lazy loaded down to the home page. So let's see if that did. Now I did just change this, so I think I have to reset the origin. Get reset origin. What I mean by that, so if I do something like this, so we have a origin, a branch, get fetch Heroku. I think that'll do it. No app as safe harbor. So you can see here that that failed, right? So this was the old name. And now what I need to do is we'll do get dash dash get reset dash dash hard. And then we'll do video dev docs dash app. Okay, then we'll do this. No, that's wrong. So we need to, God, I did this the other day. I need to set the origin. So you see if we could get remote dash v. I do this at work, and I did it when I launched it initially. How's it going, Alex? All right, here we go. Get remote set dash URL Heroku. Paste this in here. Take this out. So this will be get.heroku.com/ follows the convention. I think it does. Paste.get. I think that's it. So get push. All right, so get status. We'll find out in a second. All right, that looks like it's working. So what's going to happen right now is it's going to deploy our application to our Heroku platform. And what we're hoping is going to be fixed is that initial double tap for when you first come to the site. So if we empty the cache to our relay, see that little white? We're hoping, and then that double load, that's what we're hoping to fix. There's also a lot of other things we need to fix, such as the unfortunate aspect of my API not working, because I wrote something a little bit bootleg. So why that's doing that, I made a, I need to figure out how to set it to be production. So what I'm thinking is when if we go to our, so one issue that you'll see that we have is if we go to our, let's just do this real quick, and we actually go, let's take off preserve log, clear that, and we go to the route, we're gonna get a bunch of errors. Also, it's interesting to see that it's blocking my, I don't know if it's it's not getting this, so I guess it's not displaying, but it's, according to this, it's definitely blocking something on this page, which I find very interesting. But okay, so here you'll see that it's going to localhost. It's because I wrote some logic that's a little bit bootleg. And we need to instead define, we have to figure out how to Angular build production. I think we have to set something, a configurations. I think it's just dash dash prod. I think that might be it. So post install npm run build SSR. Let's see if that does it after this initial deploy. You want to test these things one step at a time. I think so. If that does it, what should happen is, I think our environment, if we go to our app, we go to our services. Let's go ahead and I don't know why that's even there. Let's go ahead and delete this. Cool. All right. So that's still going. And go to we're going to go to our services. So services, no, views. Category, services. Category service, which extends the AHV utility service. And we're getting production. Okay, so that should work as set up. I thought I did something a little bit more bootleg than that, but that looks like it's going to work. So this takes a little bit longer, significantly longer. We're launching it server side. I couldn't tell you why, but let me cue up some music. It's almost done. What is this crypto? All right, so it's about done, and what we're hoping here is that our application doesn't do the double tap. Oh no, it did the double tap. That didn't work. Now, it's only going to do it the one time. It's not a good look. Let's go down the route here. All right, you know, while we're testing this, let's go ahead and see if see if that helps. Uh, didn't fix it for me, dog. Huh. So, let me see here. This is another solution people suggest. I wouldn't be opposed to not lazy loading the home page either. I mean, that is the main page people hit. Ooh, I like this. So we're gonna try this next, where we preload all the modules. I don't have any issue with adding that. So let's try preloading. All right. So let's see if we're able to. Our preloading issue is still going to exist. But let's see if it fixed our. Nope. Huh. It didn't switch out the environment file. All right. Well, let's try something else here. Angular Universal Production. Here we go. Running Angular Universal in production. Let's try this. No, it is building prod. Unless we go to environments.prod. I took that out of there. Let's try this. Let's go into the Angular CLI a little bit. Before we do that, let's go ahead and test. Take it off there and all right, so we'll launch that. See, preload our modules. Wait a second. Definitely shouldn't have two of those. All right. This is the one spot we're using it, so. We eventually, if this doesn't, once we do this. All right, so while that's going, Angular CLI build. So I think they actually just changed this to be configuration. All right, so I want to see what it's actually getting for environment when it gets deployed. But this might help with the flicker. But let's just, at the very least, what we're going to get is something that loads the stuff in the background, which is cool. This is what I was looking at. Hmm. I already have this. All right. All right, boys. This, what was this one supposed to do? Oh, that's the services, not that. Wrong one. All right. So this, if we go to network, let's do this. You see how these loaded in the background? These are actually lazy loaded. But what ends up happening is that before it loads our initial module and then loads the other ones in the background. So this is our about, this is our category. Oh, I don't know what that is. But okay, cool. So that means our page is going to still take advantage of lazy loading, except it's going to load what we already have. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to try and figure... No. What the fuck was that? I get on the first load. All right, so let's do this real quick. All right, so by now everything is loaded. Okay. I think I was like, no, I shouldn't have done that. I was about to be real upset. Okay, so we're gonna keep that. And one thing I think we're gonna do is, because I don't want to dedicate a whole bunch of time. Like, I'm not too worried about someone going to an individual page, but the home page is something that's always going to be hit. So what we could do here is not lazy load the home page, and I think that's completely fine. So if we go to views, we have home, set a home module. And I'm not sure that this is going to solve it either, by the way. But this seems to be a problem with lazy loaded routes. And we eventually, if we want, can get rid of the lazy loaded routes. But I don't think we need to. So let's go to our app module. And then app routes. So here, instead of loading children, what I want to do is I want to put our component to be the home component. And then in our app module, I'm going to add a home. Well, we can get rid of this. And I believe if you go to app module here, should be able to load home. Home module. All right, npm start. See how this works. All right, cool. So could just get rid of this module altogether. All right, so production false. All right. So let's try this one more time. Now, if it's not caused by lazy loading, then, and we'll find out right now if that flicker is caused by lazy loading. But if it's not, we'll have to, we're not going to lose. I like lazy loading for everything if possible. So what's supposed to happen, this is supposed to swap this out. But I don't know that's picking up our production. What happened here that this broke? Let's try this one more time. Router link, huh? So I think if it blows up for the same reason, we might have a reference to the home module, or that might be blowing up. I don't know where that would be though. That thinks it needs the router link or router module. All right. Oh, I'm loading this twice. Let's see if that fixes it. Gotta love deployments, baby. Gotta love it. Deployments make it feel like, deployment issues just make it feel like you're guessing and checking as you go. And you got that every 5-minute feedback instead of every 3 seconds on compile. Oh my god. It's so painful. Excuse me. All right. Hmm. Come on, baby. Come on, girl. Daddy needs a new website. Yeah. Don't do me like that. There we go. There we go. I had faith. So I think what happened here was that even though we weren't using the home module, it's still double loading the shared module in a route that we're now not lazy loading, so it's treating it as a normal module. I think that's what happened. Don't quote me. Don't really know. But that was my theory. So we'll see. Anyhow, so now we should be able to see what values actually getting passed for production because we put that console log in there. I think it's going to just essentially come back saying the file's not swapping. I had this happen in a recent project. So we'll see here. So just doing a little, while that's loading, doing a little research about looking at environment files. I think that's it right there. Okay. So, according to this, we need to go to our package JSON. All right, before we do that, oh my God. So that didn't fit. Confirmed that the Swapperino didn't fix it. Oh. So it's still flickering even without the lazy loading. And honestly, it looks like it's even worse. One thing that we could make it less noticeable is if we... Alright. I'm going back to lazy loading. And then... Alright, cool. So... But we were able to... Let's go and refresh this. Am I going crazy, or did it not just log this out a second ago? Dude, I swear to you, I just saw it 2 seconds ago log. I swear it just said like log object. Am I going crazy? Okay. So it's right here. That's where it was. All right. So production is false. So it's definitely not loading what we're expecting it to load. So according to this article here, we need to go to our Angular JSON. So this is our, so we have a video. So our package JSON, Angular JSON, and then we need our package JSON. I want to try something slightly different. All right, builder. So we have the server production. God, that should work. All right, let's go ahead and launch this real quick. Make sure our lazy loading, we reset that back up. You guys haven't been talking lately, man. I haven't gotten any messages in chat or anything. Has the chat been down? No? Just everyone's just keeping themselves, huh? That's cool. Last thing I saw is Alex. Hey, Dylan. How's the app coming? Now someone says it's going, man. We trying to handle some deployment issues. All right. So okay, so that looked like that worked. So Let's try that. Come on, man. I mean, what I might do is just do my own switcheroo. We'll see. All right, so if this doesn't work, there seems to be a consistent issue with deploying this, because I had this with Angular. I had this at work the other day, and if I remember correctly, they quite literally created like an API to get it. But I think we're going to try a few other things. I don't think we need to do that. Yeah, man, this Attack on Titan music's putting a brother down, man. Can we get something a little bit more uplifting, please? Let me go to my own playlist. Like, I like it, but whew. It's making me feel like I'm never going to solve this issue right now, I'll tell you what. Deployments. Anyhow, while we're here, if anyone's got any questions about anything, feel free to ask. Because I'm just handling deployments today. This is that deployment life. Nope. I was talking with my buddy Jesse, who's done Angular Universal. We were talking a little bit, very briefly, like 5 minutes about Angular Universal. He's like, dude, get ready for the deployment. I was like, really? Is that bad? He's like, that's the worst part. And I was like, all right. We shall see, young stud. But yeah, so we've been able to deploy the app. We've been able to deploy the services. So by and large, not too shabby. Take number 13 right here. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and clear this. Production false. All right. Try this. Let me see if there's something. These should all be doing the same thing. Let's see something real quick. Okay, so you need to use file replacements option on the server target. Then you'll have the same behavior as ng build. All right, so let's try this. Yeah, but the issue here is not build prod. It's that Angular Universal is being a pain in my ass. That's really the issue. It works slightly different, so configurations, production, file replacements. It's already like that. Yeah. This ain't gonna work. God. What am I building? Feels like a whole lot of nothing right now. What's a video documentation site? God, this production false thing's killing me. Is there a shortcut to fixing design? Not really. What I would say is work alongside somebody who's good with it, and get some mock-ups made. All right, guys. It looks like I'm gonna have to dive a little deeper into this environment issue. Ugh. What a headache. I could just be a thug and work off production. I don't think that's gonna be how we're gonna roll out. Just gonna push to the main branch. App setting on Heroku. Let's see here. Let's see. Heroku environment variables. That might not be a bad idea. Okay, let's try one more thing, just to see if I did this right. Okay, so if I go to, let's go back to our components, and we go to category component. Thank you for that suggestion. Is it necessary to learn? Do I do unit testing? Yeah, I'm doing it in Jasmine though. And we actually want to go here. So what happens? Console.log process.env.is production. Roku is production key. Alright, so if we launch this right now, I don't think anything will happen. It'll probably just return false or undefined. Most likely undefined. Let's see real quick. Oh, This isn't Node, is it? You want to see something spicy? Watch this. I have an idea. I got an idea. The old hackerino. Now, if we go to our package.json, we want to launch it. See, npm run dynamic SSR. So that should launch the local server. So this is what I'm thinking based on what you said. So, because when we're running it local, it's just running as a normal client-side app. But what if we simply manually, because that environment file is nothing but a TypeScript file, we manually update it on load. So let's see. Let's see what happens when this launches. Heroku is production key is undefined. You know, I bet it's not undefined. So I deployed this shit. All right. Let's before we get too high fee. So basically what I was thinking was we just go and we say if that has a value. Go ahead and update this. Ugh. Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to figure out how to get the prod deployment to work, but I think that's pretty good for today. Let's start a little late, but as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't checked out my latest course, the 100 Front End Interview Technical Question Challenge, to get you prepped for those front end interviews, I highly recommend it. You get it for $9.99 in the description below. Bye, guys.